Hello everyone, welcome back to Mr. Wiggle's Educational Facility. Today we are gonna look a bit at the melee weapons we have in Alpha 17. We're gonna look at some of the mods, and as you can see, this is pretty damn interesting. So, let's just jump straight into it. We are gonna start out with some traditional melee weapons. Now, the melee weapons in 7 Days to Die are pretty simple, but there's actually a lot of them. These are just the normal weapons that you normally think of when you think of melee. During the initial quests you get, you will learn how to craft a wooden club, but there's also a reinforced club. There used to be, a spike club and whatnot, but all those are mods now. So basically you just have the wooden club and the iron reinforced club, and then you can, put additional things onto those. We have the hunting knife and the machete. We also have the torch, and yes, the torch does melee damage. And also, there's a chance of setting the zombies on fire. The sledgehammer is one of the, in my opinion, most powerful melee weapons in the game, simply because it does 62 damage with one hit. That's a lot. That's a lot of damage. But if we try to compare these, simple weapons first, the wooden club and the iron reinforced club does the exact same amount of damage with normal melee and with the power attack. The power attack is the right click button. The hunting knife and the machete. Now here we start to see a bit of a difference. The hunting knife and the machete, they do kind of the same thing, they both cut, and they're both great for slicing up animals or whatever your slicing needs may be. The machete is the more powerful of the two. But in Alpha 17, the machete is kind of slow in its swing. Let me just demonstrate that here. It's and the power attack just looks weird. But those grunting sounds though. Anyway, the machete is a very nice tool, but there will be better ones, just wait. The torch, it gives you some nice heat, and you can accidentally set things on fire. It's not recommended to use that as a melee weapon, but I mean, you have it in your backpack when you first start out, so basically you have it and you can use it if you want to. I don't recommend it. You find a sledgehammer, keep it. Sledgehammer is king. Well, sledgehammer is not exactly king, but it's pretty damn good. Okay, it's really good. I like it. And if we look in the more untraditional melee box, we will again find the sledgehammer, because it's not really, a melee weapon per se. When you think of a sledgehammer, you don't think, oh, that should be a melee weapon. You think, oh, it should be a tool. It's a fucking hammer. That's why it's in the hammer section. But one of the first items you learn to craft is also the stone axe, which also does, melee damage. Now, the stone axe doesn't do any power attacks or anything like that, because it is also a construction tool. If you find Tarsa's stone axe, I mean, that's a legendary item that's been in the game for a very long time. I actually found it in my first play of the game ever, but I never used it. I mean, it's pretty much the same stats. It's a bit more durable, but one more damage to the melee attack and 2 in block damage. I mean, it's not really worth it. So don't go waste your time on finding this. It's there, and if you find it, use it. If not, it doesn't really matter. So on to the hammers. The claw hammer is mostly a construction tool, but it also does a bit of damage. I mean, it's basically just a glorified stone axe when it comes to, melee. But when it comes to construction, it is a lot quicker, so definitely use the claw hammer instead of the stone axe in whatever case you might have. And then we have the sledgehammer. You already saw the introduction to that, so it's good. The shovels. Shovels do damage as well. I mean, they're not great, kind of on par with the stone axe. That's until you get into kind of like the steel shovel kind of business. Then you can start to actually use it to hit zombies. I think you're better off actually just, using some of the proper melee weapons like an iron club or something like that. But you can use it in a tight situation, but it's not really recommended. Pickaxes, yeah, you could. And this is where it starts to get a bit interesting, because now you actually start to see some proper melee stats. I mean, 20 melee damage from a pickaxe, that's pretty decent. I actually think that's better than the clubs. It is better than the clubs. Hang on, let me just compare one of the clubs to the pickaxes. So if we have a wooden club, a pickaxe is actually a lot better. At least an iron pickaxe. I mean, even a steel pickaxe. Sure, they cost a bit more stamina, but I mean, I think it's worth it for those 5 extra damage. So let's just drag the wooden club down to the fire axes, because why the hell not? Fire axes are kind of on par with the pickaxes, so they do damage. I've seen, I think it was Cage848 using a steel fire axe, and I mean that does 21 damage, 56 power attack, but basically any kind of axe you find should be good. Even the pickaxe, but don't use shovels. Sledgehammer, however, is better than a fire axe, at least when it comes to damage. So what do you guys think? Should we make this a bit more sexy? The upgrades. Sweet jeepers. When I looked in the creative menu and found these upgrades, I thought this is what it's all about now. This is what it's all about for me. Because you can get all kinds of upgrades for your different things. You can even get upgrades for your armor that includes spike knuckles, which will, provide more damage. I don't know why they have a carrying capacity, but maybe it's a bug. But equipping your spiked knuckles into, like leather gloves should give it 2 more damage. So we have a nice damage of 10, and that's just with your bare knuckles. Not to be confused with bare knuckles. Or moose knuckles, for that matter. Anyway, we have different kinds of blades you can attach to knives, the knife and the machete. And different kinds of handles as well. So if we just try to get one of those out here. Let's just use the machete. And let's just take the tempered blade. And you know what, let's just get a couple of things in here, because I want to actually show you how this works. Let's get burning shaft mod, wood splitter, ironbreaker. Oh yeah, let's get some of these in there as well. And let's get out a shovel and an axe. Okay, what you basically do when you have your favorite weapon of choice, the machete. Click modify. And here you can actually see the modifications you can put on this. So you could put a temper blade on that. That gives it 2 additional damage. And you could also put a fortifying grip on that. That increases the damage as well. But if this was a level 4, you would have 3 modifier slots. So let's say we want a temper blade and we want a burning shaft. Burning shaft mod? What's that? I think you saw that in the intro. Basically, it makes it flammable. So if we spawn in a zombie and we give her a good old power attack and I try to hit her and another one, she did. I wanted her to catch on fire. Let's try that again. She is not on fire yet. Okay, maybe that's a bug. Let's get a couple of them in here. And let's just spread them out a bit. Oh my god, they look like some kind of bad graphics from a very old video game. Come on, there we go. Let's lock them in place. Okay. One of you has to burn. There we go. And basically, she just keeps burning and I believe she will die from that. She did not. That killed her. But I made this flaming sledgehammer as well, and I found it to work pretty effectively because you hit down a zombie and almost on every hit they catch on fire. And they die. So this is a one-hit kill. Of course he didn't catch on fire, but you get the idea. So the mods in this game, they are pretty powerful and they are super fun to play with. The downside with the mods, however, is that if you want to craft them, let's just say burning shaft mod, you will need the schematic. And I believe you need a schematic for everything you want to build. So if we have the schematic here, we can click recipes just like on any other item. And we can make a single mod with it. So when you find these schematics for mods that you really want, they're worth their weight in gold. Don't throw them away. Keep them. And it's a bit sad. I wish that, you know, you could just go mod crazy, but the fun pimps will have none of that. Actually, I think they do, but they're just trying to hone themselves in on what to actually put in the game, because everything has changed now. It's basically a brand new game, and you know they need to learn and adapt as well. So I don't want to hear any shit about this. I mean, yeah, sure, I bitch a bit. Well, I wouldn't say bitch. You know, I just say I wish that we could just go mod crazy. Hopefully we can at some point. But let's just get this stuff back in the crates. Oh, and I should also mention that these wood splitter, iron breaker, bunker buster, and gravedigger, those are mostly for, you know, your harvesting tools like shovels and pickaxes, axes in general. So you can apply these mods to pretty much everything, and it will make your life a tiny bit easier. Now, I'm not gonna show you any kind of, you know, crafting thing for these things, because you can all find them just by searching for it. So the machete, you know, forged steel, wood, leather. I don't want to go through all this and show it to you, because it's something that you will stumble upon in the game. And the point of these videos are not to, you know, sit down and give you the exact recipes. It's to kind of show you what's in the game and what you can do, not exactly, you know, how to do it, because we all have different play styles, you know, and I don't want these videos to be half an hour as some of them has been. But regarding these videos, I will keep posting more of them. The next one I believe will be firearms, but these days I do have a bit of I wouldn't say problems, but personal things I need to take care of. So don't expect too many videos over the next couple of days. I will try to upload at least 3 per week. Sometimes it's not doable, sometimes it is. We will see how the future turns out. And if there's anything you want me to test, you know, if you've been speculating about something, if you think, you didn't try to combine this with that, can this be done? You know, tell me and I'll try it out. I'm a reasonable man. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this short video. I hope you did enjoy it, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.